Hey everybody, I'm hoping and praying this is working because I've been experiencing some awesome internet issues. So if you're out there in live Facebook land and you see me, hear me, give me a thumbs up, give me something, and if not, let me know. So today I'm going to get right into it because I don't want to keep you too long and I have a lot to say. My name is Elizabeth Hartke. I'm not going to give you my accolades because I really don't think they matter. I think what matters is that you're in the right place. You've made a commitment to be here. And I'm not going to get into my whole story, but I'll give you little bits and pieces that will help paint the picture for where I started and where I am now. And to give you kind of the nutshell version of where I started, over 50 pounds heavier than I am now, in debt, unfulfilled, working a 9-to-5 in corporate marketing that was sucking my soul of all of its joy. And I just didn't have my health in any sense of the word. I didn't have my health mentally. I didn't have it physically. And Beachbody became that catalyst for change for me. But we're here because we want to build a business that changes our life, whatever that might mean for you. Okay, so you get to define what success is. I'm not necessarily talking about building a 6 or 7 figure business, although these are things that you can do and apply to build a large, financially lucrative business. And now, fast forward 5 years into the business, both my husband and I were able to retire from our really good paying corporate jobs. We are debt-free minus our mortgage. And there is no question we are fulfilled. We are home with our 2 babies, and it is a blessing. But we didn't just get here magically. We didn't just trip and fall into a successful business. I'm not any more talented or gifted than any of you guys. I didn't have a big network. In fact, I had a very small one. I didn't have experience. I too hate sales, so on, so forth. So here you are in this incredible training and community with some of the top coaches in the network that are literally going to lay out for you what we've done to build a successful business. And week 1 is always the most interesting week because it's when everyone's fired up and they're committed and they've drawn that line in the sand and they've said, I'm going to do this. But I think a lot of us, we draw that line in the sand a little too close to where the tide comes in because it's not long before that line kind of gets a little faded and we're fizzling. And we're not showing up for all the live streams anymore. And, you know, we can skip a day here or there. We'll watch the live stream, but we won't actually take action. Everything you do from here forward, including watching these videos and then how you apply what you learn, that's a conscious choice. And those are the choices that are going to propel your business forward or keep you stuck in the mud with cinder blocks for shoes. So you've got to make that choice. You've got to move it forward. If you have to tattoo it backwards on your forehead so you see it every single day, show up every morning when you look in the mirror, then do it. But be here every day no matter what, and then do the work that it takes to succeed. And I know that you're about to learn from some of the top coaches that are earning 6, 7 figures. They've retired themselves, retired their spouses, or they're living whatever their definition of a fulfilling life might be. And we've all hit the roadblocks along the way. And I know that one thing I'm doing, even as someone who's been doing this for almost 6 years, I've got my notebook and I'm showing up every day watching those live streams, taking notes, because I want to be the student, forever learning, forever growing. The way that you know you've made it is to know that you've never made it. You've still got so much work to do. So you're in the right place. I want to talk to you guys about having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, a belief mindset versus a lack mindset, and learning how to embrace the struggle along the way. And I have heard a lot of buzz in my team and when talking to coaches one-on-one that this training is going to change everything. I just want to go ahead and give you a news flash that this training is not changing anything. You are going to change everything. This is just another resource. So don't let this be another way that you just collect information. Apply what you're actually learning. So let's get down into the nitty-gritty. Every organization knows what they do, right? Like Beachbody is a health and fitness business. We are seeking to end the trend of obesity. We know what we sell products that help people lose weight, get healthy. We have a business strategy and platform that allows people to earn more money. Some businesses or organizations or people in smaller businesses like us know how they do it. We do those things by selling those products and walking people through it, right? But very few companies, organizations, or individuals like that, like us, know why they do it. Not about making a profit, but what is your purpose? What is your cause? What's your belief? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care why you're here and where you're going with this? Okay, so you have to be able to paint that picture for people. And when you're sharing it with others, you can say things like, yeah, I'm a Beachbody coach. I help people get fit. I do it online. I sell products. They're really high quality. They're results-driven programs. We have a nutrition-dense shake. You want to get started. But what if we said something deeper and we focused on the underlying reason that we do what we do as coaches? What if we casted a vision for where we can take that person that we're going to serve? Instead of just like laying out the facts, you can share the story. You can share the purpose behind it. You can share what is unique to you and what sets you apart from other people. Like for me, I wouldn't just lay out the specs of what Beachbody is and what products we sell. I tell people that I've lived most of my life feeling sick and stuck and without purpose, and I was overweight, underpaid, unfulfilled. And when coaching came into my life, I was introduced to another way of living, and it changed everything for me. And my health started to transform through the programs, and I was supported for the first time in my life by a community that lifted me up when I didn't want to push play, but they told me and reminded me of my end result that I said I wanted. And I was finally given hope for a future that I ultimately wanted, right? And I was given that through both this business platform, but also our incredible products. And now I wake up every morning with a passion to pay that forward to as many people as I can so that they can live out their life of their dreams. Because it, quite frankly, pisses me off when I see people living a life of mediocrity when they know in their hearts they're made for something more. So I want to free people from poor health or a lack of confidence or financial strain in their life, because I lived for way too long doing those things and living in those things, and even though I didn't believe in them. And now I know it's truly possible because my life has forever changed. And as a coach, I've been given the gift and platform to do that. I get to start with health first with people, and I introduce people to these products and services, and I guide them through it. And my goal is to help change their life and get them the end result, both mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, that they ultimately want in their lives. So people don't buy what you do, they're going to buy why you do it. That second thing I said was a lot more powerful and something that people can sink their teeth into and relate to than, yep, we're Beachbody, we're $1 billion company, we sell shakes, we sell fitness programs, we have challenge groups, do you want to join? So now that you can establish why you're doing the things you're doing, do you have the vision? And this is kind of my secret sauce, the vision for where you're going and the clarity of vision for how you're going to get there. If I were to ask you right now, what's your destined port? Would you know the answer? I know we're here because we want to hit diamond, right? Not like diamond, but what is the vision for your life, and how are you planning on using this platform or this vehicle to get there? One of my favorite quotes is, "No wind favors he who has no destined port." Basically, if you don't set your sails every single day, shit ain't just gonna happen. You're not gonna magically end up where you want to be. You have to have that vision and that clarity of vision. So don't just join this group and say, yay, diamond, I'm gonna do my tasks every day until I get there. What's beyond diamond? Why diamond? What are you building for your life? How is this going to affect your family? And I think one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, what's the cost if you don't make this happen? Visualizing that and becoming connected to your mission and how you're using this platform uniquely, authentically as you, not as Barbie or Janelle or me or Christina or anybody else. You're just partnering with Beachbody to make this dream happen, but you are the brand, you are uniquely you, and you have to have that vision and understand where you ultimately want to go and connect with that. And I used to think that visualization which is kind of my pillar for this whole conversation, was kind of pie in the sky, like, oh, I don't need to visualize it. I'll just do the work and make it happen. And it doesn't work that way. There is a reason, and there is a science behind this. There's a reason that Olympic athletes and professional athletes have been using visualization and that process for decades to improve their performance. There's a reason that when a sprinter is going to be running in the Olympics, one of the most important pieces of his training is not just like running that over and over and over again physically in real life. It's sitting down and visualizing that sprint and visualizing crossing that finish line, and then taking it one step further to understand how he would feel when he crosses that finish line, because that actually triggers something in his brain that helps him to make that a reality. So I think of this story that when I first started as a coach, I remember I hadn't done any of this stuff yet. And I remember I had made my first 20 bucks. Okay, so I was like brand new coach, made my first 20 bucks. I sold some fitness program. I don't even remember what, just DVDs on their own. I don't think I've done that in a very long time. And if you guys follow my journey at all, I have always had really bad knees. I've had multiple reconstructive knee surgeries. So I was going to physical therapy for like 15 years. And I've gone to the same guy, Bob. It's his real name, Bob, forever. So I was at PT one day. I just sold my first product, made my first 20 bucks. I was still working in corporate. And my mom she was going to physical therapy for her ankle. So she was there that same day, and we're talking with Bob, and Bob and I have this really like fun, joking relationship, sarcastic, whatever. And he's like, I heard you doing this whole Beachbody thing. What's that all about? And before I could even process what I was saying, you know how sometimes you like say things and you hear it afterwards and you're like, what the hell did I just say? It was kind of one of those moments. And he said, why are you doing this whole Beachbody thing? Now, remember, I'd made my first $20. I said, oh, I just want to make an extra 6 figures for my family. And I literally like cut myself off guard. And Bob's reaction was to burst out laughing, right in my face, laugh in my face. And quite frankly, like I kind of was laughing inside at myself, like, what are you talking about? You just made $20. And my mom kind of looked at me like stunned that I said that. And it was the first time that I had connected with a vision for why I was doing this, because I knew in my heart how I would feel if I were making that extra six figures, like it's some easy thing to do for my family, because it would change the course of our future. I mean, that would allow us to be home with our kids. That would open up so many doors for our family. And I kind of just said it, and it was kind of crazy because I wasn't anywhere near that. So that was my first kind of realization of the importance of creating a true vision, not just a sheet of paper where you write your goals or you text them over to your coach. I'm talking about the big picture, how it would make you feel. So vision boarding is one way to do that, and I'll kind of talk to you a little bit about that, but you can find your ways to go through this visualization process. But without it, guys, all the checklists we give you and the trackers and the training, it doesn't mean anything if you don't know where you want to go and why you want to get there. What you focus on expands. It's the law of attraction. It's the secret. It's whatever the heck you want to call it. It's the reason that when you wake up in the morning, your alarm goes off, it pisses you off because you don't want to get out of bed and you're exhausted, and you get up and you're walking to the bathroom and you stub that poor little baby toe that's only hanging on by a thread anyway, and the rest of your day goes to shit. Like, you know that you're like expecting it. You say things like, oh, I can't catch a break, or what's gonna happen next? It's like you just have this attitude, and you start to attract more crap into your day. It's not that stubbing your toe opened up the floodgates for bad things to happen to you. It's because that's what you set your focus on. There are good things happening, you just don't notice them. And it's the same way in a positive way. Like when you're totally smitten, like I remember when I met my husband, Michael, that whole summer, my family kept making fun of me, calling me Twitter-pated, because you could punch me square in the teeth and I would be like, I'm so in love. And it was not because my boss wasn't still an ass and I didn't have weight to lose and all these other things that would normally weigh on me. It's because I was focusing on the amazing, on the good, on all the things that I loved. So that's the power of visualization. It's not magic. It's just how the brain works. Like, you get to choose where you set your focus, and what you focus on expands. It's like you're going to water in your garden what you're focusing on, and that's what's going to grow. So when someone presented to me, my mentor, the idea of vision boarding, I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard, because I'm like, no thanks, just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it, and then I'll hit the goals. But I wanted my team, my little mini team back in 2014 to do this. So my mentor told me how to do the vision boarding thing. I knew that I couldn't ask my team to do it unless I did it. So I decided to do it, and he told me to make it so real. Like, for example, when I was setting up kind of the fitness, health portion of my vision board, how I wanted to look and feel, and what kind of level of fitness I wanted, I only cut out pictures that I really related to. So I didn't cut out pictures of blondes because I'm not a blonde. So I picked brunettes. Like, that's how real I tried to make it. And I wanted to show you the power of this visualization. So I printed out my numbers from the first week in January 2014, and then the end of January 2014. I made my vision board in the first few weeks of 2014, and this is what I put on it. Now I'm going to tell you what I put on it, and I'm also going to tell you where I started. So first I'll tell you what I put on it. I wanted to make $2,500 a week as a coach, okay? $2,500 a week. I wanted to be asked to speak on the National Wake Up Call. I wanted to buy our first house. I wanted to close out 2014 as a 10-star diamond coach. I wanted to close out the year as an elite team, and I wanted to get pregnant. My husband and I wanted to have a baby. I started the year, 2014, making, now I'm being generous, $500 a week. That could be $100, $300, maybe $550, $600, so really less than $500 a week. And it was very inconsistent because it was mostly commission-based. And I wanted to make $2,500 a week. I was nowhere on corporate's radar for a National Wake Up Call candidate, because not only was I not on the radar for speaking as a leader to a network of 500,000 people, I was a 2-star diamond coach. So that goal of 10-star was quite a stretch, since I only had 2 diamonds, and one of them was my friend and one of them was my husband. And I wanted to be elite, also huge stretch for me. And pregnancy and buying a house, like, we were newlyweds, we knew nothing about this stuff. We hadn't planned for buying a house. So when I put these things on paper, I remember, like, I Googled Google image, National Wake Up Call, Beachbody, and the first one that popped up was Trina Gray. So I cut it out, I printed it, cut it out, pasted my face over her head, and pasted my name over hers, and put it on the vision board. Like, I tried to make it as real as I possibly could. And the reason that this worked, the reason that I ended the year, let me tell you where I ended the year. I ended the year making $2,699.69. I was averaging over $2,500 a week in 2014. We ended the year as a 10-star diamond elite team. We were pregnant, praise God. We bought our first house, and I was asked to speak on the National Wake Up Call. And it isn't magic, guys. It's not like cut out these pictures, post them on a piece of paper, and then, like, just stare at it every so often, and guess what? You're going to get a call from corporate. They'll ask you to speak on this wake-up call. And then your income's just, like, going to jack up straight, and you're going to make so much more money. It wasn't about that. What happens is that you're setting your focus on these things. You see them every day. Like, I have my current vision board right behind me. I have it as my desktop. I also have it on my phone. I have it on my mirror in my bathroom. And I have folded up on a piece of paper in my car, and every time I get in the car, I open it, I look at it, focus on it, visualize it happening, put it away. The reason they happen is because you actually start to align your actions with what you're saying you want on that vision board. I wanted to make $2,500 a week, so I couldn't just wing it anymore trying to sell product. I had to learn how to earn more cycle bonuses. I had to focus on building my weak leg. I needed duplication in my team, so I shifted my focus to the things necessary to make that goal happen. We wanted to buy a house. It hadn't even been on our radar before that, so there's a reason that I was doing the things like calling the bank and putting aside more money and not going out to eat as much so we could save. You start to focus on what you ultimately want to achieve, and then your actions align with it to make it happen. It's not just about cutting out positive affirmations from Teen Magazine like you might have done in, like, 6th grade. This is about actually structuring out your future and laying out the roadmap and making it really visual so that you can connect with it. And what happens is a lot of the things to get to the goals that we want, diamond being one of them, the little things you have to do to get there suck. Nobody wants to do them. No one wants to invite. No one wants to be vulnerable in their posts. You don't want to host a sneak peek or a free group. But when you set that vision and you know why you're connected to it and what you're working towards, what happens is you do those little things naturally, even though they're not so sexy and you don't necessarily like doing them, because you know what you're working towards and why. Versus like writing down the goal of diamond and then a month passes and you're like, crap, why am I not diamond yet? Well, you didn't actually do anything to get there because you didn't connect emotionally to that vision or that goal. So I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm going very fast, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. So when you think about your life today, what do you love about it? And what would you change in a heartbeat? What have you written off at this point as just kind of impossible? What are your daydreams? Because those daydreams, they mean something. Learn to listen to your gut, listen to your heart, hear them, own them, and kind of paint the vision for how you're going to make them happen. Because here's the thing, you can have that, but it definitely isn't going to happen easily. And it shouldn't. We're not entitled, we're not privileged. We have to grind, we have to have grit, we have to have focus, and more than anything, we have to have vision so we can align our actions, put our money where our mouth is to actually bring these things to life. So if you don't feel like looking back, and I know I'm kind of speaking beyond just Beachbody, but if you don't want to look back at a whole life that you wish you had lived, you have to see the incredible gift that is literally right under your nose right now. And it is this Beachbody coaching platform. It is the gift that even if you're working a 9-to-5 and you have little kids at home and you have a demanding life, that you can find and create and master these pockets of time to take the action steps to work towards that vision, because you know exactly where you're going. You know exactly why you want to get there. You're willing to fight for it because it means something to you, and you know the cost if you don't make it happen. You know that you're not okay anymore with mediocrity. You're not okay if your life goes on every year looking the way it looks right now, or the way it looked 5 years ago, or however it plays out for you. You need to fight for that. And we're here to show you what we've done to do that. So you can take it, hold on to it, you can envy it, you can wish you could do it, you can overthink it, or you can move forward taking those not so sexy steps every day because there's purpose behind them. Because you're being called to your purpose, you're being called to something greater, and you've now been given a platform and a vehicle to make that happen. And we've had to show up even when it's hard to get to where we are now. We've had to show up even when the world tells us we can't do it. We've had to fight through the no's. Like, you think we don't get no's? You think we don't get rejected? You don't think we have fears? We're working through them every day. But this is not a dress rehearsal, and we know that. This training is not magic. None of us in this group are special or lucky or privileged. The magic's in you already. You just have to see that and believe that. And the reality of it, and this is the sad truth, there are close to 1,000 members in this group right now. I don't know how many people are on this live. I don't know how many people will catch the recording. But I can guarantee you it's probably a small percentage of that 1,000. So of that almost 1,000 people, of you who came in feeling like you were stuck, and by some lucky strike of lightning, you've been given this group and it's going to be magic for you. Many of you won't show up, you won't comment, you won't watch the videos, or you will watch them and you won't do anything with them, which is just as bad as not watching them at all. But some of you will choose, and you'll make a conscious choice, like those of us leading this group have done at some point in our business and in our lives, to watch it, apply what we learn, and through that process, keep our vision intact and have clarity of vision, and keep working through those things that typically might hold us back and fight for our dream. And you'll be one of the few people, not lucky people, one of the few hardworking people that lead the charge and live your dream and open up so many doors for yourself in 2018, because this group might be focused on diamond, but that's just your launching pad. There are no shortcuts. This is just kind of that first step And the only way it's happening is if you show up and you do the work that it takes to get there. And the cool part is that you get to choose which side of the fence you fall on. And you get to make that a part of your vision. You can put that on your vision board that you are staying the course, you're showing up, and you're applying. Whatever it is for you, you get to decide how your life plays out, no matter what cards you've been dealt, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter how tough things might feel. In this moment, you get to decide what you're going to do about it. So I feel blessed to be a part of this community because I already have, in the few days that we've been going and people have been live streaming, I already have learned so much, but I intend on showing up every single day, even as a coach who's been in this for almost 6 years, because I have so far to go. And I've been given such an incredible gift of this platform that I need to learn the best ways that I can pay that forward and serve as many people as I can through my own purpose and partnering with Beachbody to do that. So I'm not going to wish you guys luck. I'm going to wish you a buttload of hard work because that's what it's going to take. And I look forward to cheering you guys on. Thanks for your time today. And my challenge to you is go create a vision board that speaks to your heart and drives you into action, because without action, nothing else matters. And I just noticed my little chicken thing happening. So on that note, go kick ass.